Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we analyze what has happened in the crypto market over the last 24 hours, as well as estimate what could be the theoretical price for Bitcoin using machine learning and much more. So let's get started. Over the last 24 hours, there have been several news which are bullish related to crypto. Mostly Bitcoin now is trading above $103,000. Again, market cap of Bitcoin is about 2 trillion. The volume and both 30-day activity more than 25% gain over the last 30 days. Again, most of the cryptos are following suit. Again, the market cap of the entire asset class has increased by about 4% over the last 24 hours. ETH has taken the lead now for up by about 14%. We have a dedicated video related to ETH covered yesterday on the channel, so you can check that out as well. In terms of the narratives, which are again some of the attention grabbing names, again Bitcoin surpassing that 100,000 mark, ETH experiencing a rally at one point reaching $2,300 level, Solana seeing some of the similar gains up to around $172. Again, most of the wider asset class has also rallied by about now the market cap is above 3.3 trillion. There have been some liquidation and some regulatory development as well. MicroStrategy stock has reached its highest point in 2025, closing at around $414. Now the stock price is slightly higher. I think over here you can see again, this is ETH BTC also having a pump. That means ETH is rallying against Bitcoin. Again, the key level to watch is if it's a fake out, or if this time around there could be some bullishness again as the token pair reaches that 0.025 level, that 20-week moving averages, which acted as a resistance for so long, that is again since about December 2022. And now we can check the current price of assets, some of the major assets, and how they are doing. Again, first starting with Bitcoin. Right now the price is at around 103k, and if we were to forecast the price action using machine learning, we'll be able to do that in the later part of the video. Right now the key levels to watch for Bitcoin at 92k, that is the 20-week simple moving average, 89k, that is 21-week exponential moving average. Those become the key levels to watch. To the downside, again to the upside, again the price is not too far away from the previous all-time high on 108k. If we were to extrapolate using machine learning techniques, what could theoretically be the bull case for Bitcoin from May till about early to mid-October of 2025, the next 6 months, the price could see a ceiling per this machine learning model between 105k and 158k. That is without any euphoria in the market. That is the one standard deviation bull case at 68th percentile, or non-euphoria bull case for Bitcoin. This model uses price action track since about October 2014. Again, more than 10 years worth of Bitcoin price action data uses machine learning models such as seasonal ARIMA, LSTM, and XGBoost. These are handcrafted by me. All of the models are available for free on cryptoweeklies.com. Link on the bottom of your screen. You don't have to pay or sign up for anything. So this is all available. The directionality model, the pink line, again not financial advice, all things equal, this directionality model or the base case says that all things equal, the likelihood of Bitcoin's price action going higher with time is higher than going lower with time. Again, you can evidence that even if you tune out some noise and draw a straight line across this price action, you can see that it's in an increasing function. Again, there are some bear market years, but all in all the price of Bitcoin does have an uptrend. If on the other hand, if there is a bearish catalyst in the next 6 months, the floor for Bitcoin's price action is between 81k and 94k per this model. The second scenario is if there is a euphoria in the market, the 2 standard deviation case, that is the orange line, that is if there is a 2 standard deviation on 95 percentile bull case where there is a euphoria in the market in the next 6 months, the price of Bitcoin per this model in the next 6 months could be between 110k and 212k. So that's the machine learning based ceiling. If we were to analyze what is the current price and with respect to the risk levels with the 20-week moving average price based risk level in a linear and proportional and time adjusted fashion, you can see this orange line is the Bitcoin risk at any given point, and the shaded regions are the risk level in increments of 0.2. That means between 0.2 and 0.4 is this light green color, which is typically low risk. The lowest risk is anything below 0.2 risk. Moderate risk is between 40% and 60%, or 0.4 and 0.6 risk. In the December rally, the risk levels did go to the highest band, slightly higher than 80%, or 0.8 in November and also in early December of 2024. Now the risk levels are still in the low risk territory per this model at around 38% or 0.38 risk. If there is a lift up from the 40%, again that could kickstart a moderate risk or a light euphoria phase in the asset class. Again, Bitcoin leads the asset class and the rest follow suit. You can see right now the market cap of Bitcoin, again the entire market cap of the crypto asset is 3.26 trillion, out of which Bitcoin itself on its own is about 2 trillion. So more than 50% of the asset class, and that is also evidence in the dominance kind of statistics. Over here you can see Bitcoin dominance is at about 63%, ETH dominance is at around 8 to 9%. So fear and greed is at around 70. So right now, all in all, it's a Bitcoin season per this analysis. If we were to try to analyze what is the fair value of Bitcoin and how far is the price either down or up from the fair value, the regression based estimation of the fair value is available on. So the regression based estimation over here available on, this is the homepage of cryptoweeklies.com. The risk analysis, the regression based estimate the fair value for Bitcoin at this point at around 123k. That means per this polynomial regression based fair value, again this is kind of the base case of the fair value. If you draw over the last 10 years worth of price action of Bitcoin, a polynomial regression based non-linear estimation of what the fair value is, you would get something close to this pink line where the fair value is at around 123k. The current price is closer to the green line. Again, that was the ultimate support, and we did make a lot of videos when price of Bitcoin was at around on the channel on around 7th of April, when the price was closer to this green line at around 70k, close to that 74k level. You can see the content on the channel. This is the channel's homepage on YouTube. You can see we did cover ETH quite a bit, and also Bitcoin. Again, this was the recent video on ETH, but BTC is also fairly covered on the channel, and also not just during the bullish phases but also the bearish phases of the market. So if you're interested, please give us a like and subscribe. The 1 standard deviation ceiling for Bitcoin, that is the ceiling that Bitcoin has not able to breach since about March of 2024. That was the last attempt, and where Bitcoin price did not meaningfully go above the yellow ceiling. I'm just focusing on the yellow line for now, getting rid of the other lines so that it's more clear for you to understand. Over here, this is the kickstart of the Euphoria case. Whenever the price goes above this yellow line, that's where the Euphoria phase for Bitcoin kind of unfolds. Again, there is some nuance to it. Again, the likelihood of prices going above the yellow line diminish as the price of Bitcoin kind of stabilizes and the market cap stabilizes. But nonetheless, this time around, again, if you were to extrapolate the 2017 cycle, the prices went upper than the third band, that is the 99.7 percentile bull case was achieved. The last time around 95 percentile bull case was achieved, that is in 2021. This time around, again, if we were to extrapolate and try to see if the prices go to that yellow line eventually, that could be somewhere around 204k. That could be the peak for Bitcoin per this regression based valuation. If we were to analyze the current risk for accumulating Bitcoin using the regression based tactics, this DCA model takes into consideration the fair value of Bitcoin and uses regression techniques, regression based estimation techniques to identify what is the current risk color coded with respect to the price of Bitcoin. Again, there are no guarantees that the prices go to this red territory every single market cycle, but during the intermediate peak, Again, the risk estimation, wherever the risk go higher than 50% and between 50% and 70%, let's say, that's where the most of the realistic targets or realistic peak estimation kind of occurs for Bitcoin. Again, we can extend to about 70 to 80% to be slightly more optimistic. If that 50 to 80% targets for Bitcoin risk are achieved, the price of Bitcoin per this model could be somewhere between $199,000 and about $285 or $282,000. So that's the optimistic case for Bitcoin if there is hyper adoption and hyper bullishness in the market for the next 6 to 9 months. So if we were to now analyze what the rest of the asset class could do, the best way to estimate that is identify the completion of the bull market identified by this peak valley analysis, and also the ROI for Bitcoin since this bull run kind of began. Again, per this estimation, as of 4th of May, the completion was at about 28%. Right now it's coming in at around, roughly speaking, 28-29%. During December, again, this is not a linear process. During the December rally, the completion was at around 60%. That means most of the 100 cryptos by market cap were in an upswing using techniques again mentioned over here: volatility, alpha, Sharpe ratio, percent drawdown. These kind of techniques help identify if the bull market is closer to completion. Again, all of this content available for free. Once again, as this market cycle kind of heats up above 60%, that's where again the risk levels are in the high risk territory. The orange color, we spent about 3 to 4 days, not too long, that is in early December of 2024. That's the high risk, and the highest risk is above 80% risk. Again, we haven't seen that since about 2021. You can see over here the highest risk was, the last data point was in November 2021, and the lowest risk, and I know this has been quite a while since we went there, about November 5th of 2024. So all in all, again, we are somewhere gearing close to that moderate risk level, where the risks are between 40% and 60%, like they were back in early December of 2024 till about early to mid January 2025. So if there is a continued upswing in the bullishness in the market, again the risk levels could amplify somewhere between 40 to 60%, and as the risk level go close to that 60% target, that's when again distribution and blow off top analysis makes the most amount of sense. If we were to look at some of the narratives which are popular in the market, the crypto TLDR available over here helps identify those narratives at a daily level, and also using the narrative cloud to identify subjects which are of some interest. Again, over the last week, the FOMC discussion, the Bitcoin narrative over the crypto market, again discussed all along major social media platforms such as YouTube and X, related to crypto related discussions over the last 7 days. This is the word cloud that manages identify some of the major narratives in the crypto asset, and based on the popularity that is calculated by the number of times one bullish sentiment is echoed in along those platforms. You can see again discussion about say stablecoin regulation, US Fed, FOMC meeting, bullishness, or overall the current trading status as of today, altcoins related discussion, some of the popular higher cap market cap altcoins such as Ethereum, Cardano, Solana. Again, they are slowly gaining popularity. So again, overall the bearish narratives have diminished. So that's the narrative side of things. If we were to analyze the crypto sentiment using the crypto TLDR, using some of the latest news, overall sentiment is at around 55%. Again, you can check it out, those narratives on the website as well. Coming back to the estimated bull run target for, let's start with Bitcoin and then conclude with Ethereum. The estimated bull run target for Bitcoin, as it relates to the confluence of the models that we discussed. Again, if all the models were to go to that 95% risk during the peak, price of Bitcoin could be around 45k. If let's say take a 60 to 80% of that, would be somewhere between 160k to 200k. That's forecast using the confluence of the three models: the time weighted average price model, this SMA model, and the regression model for Bitcoin. If we were to conduct a similar analysis for ETH, the price at the peak would be per this model is at around $9,500. Again, these confluence of three models. So with that, I would like to conclude the video. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.